Well, as you can see, it snowed again today. It wasn't supposed to snow this morning, and I looked at the weather map, and there's going to be snow coming after, and it was only supposed to be, I think, like a dusting to 2 inches. I think we got, I don't know, 4 to 6, and God only knows what's coming after. So I guess this afternoon I'll end up plowing. But
one more time.
Yeah. Someday I'll take off the plow, maybe in June. Just went in and set up the new Roasted business checking account. That way payments can go right to that. There'll be no problems, having to check different accounts. I mean, I already have another LLC, but Roasted LLC will have its own. That way everything that goes with that, tax-wise and all that, can just go into there. It's not a problem. It took quite a while to do it because there's so many pieces of paper and so much regulations. It's like, I don't know, it's really quite unbelievable. But anyway, it's done. That part's finished. How it's gonna go, I don't know. We'll just keep working at it. So that map I just showed you, where the two double pins are, that's where we are. And according to that, there's no snow. So this is some kind of like a, I don't know, illusion or something. So I stopped plowing. I said, let's wait until this is done. Our dusting to 2 inches last night turned into probably close to 6. What this is going to do, I have no idea. But she's coming down pretty good. We've been getting these like snow squalls, and I just saw our daughter. I hadn't looked at the weather, and we're supposed to get some really wild ones. So of course I just finished plowing, but hey, what are you gonna do? So this morning we went and we set up the business checking account, told you that, and then we went because we went to this place called Hope, and it's a charity organization in Lyndonville, and what they do, and this is a rural area, and there's a lot of people in need who, for lack of jobs, circumstances, whatever, there's a whole slew of reasons. But we wanted to talk to them, so I know the guy who is his brother is married to her, so he's the brother-in-law. So she came and I met her and we talked about what we're going to do, because on the 12-ounce coffee bags that we sell, we're going to donate 75 cents out of every bag is going to go to charity. I don't know if it's always going to go to that charity, but it's a good charity, helps kids, families in need, that kind of stuff. And then on the wholesale end, the wholesale end is going to be like 5-pound bags. You get a different price, of course, but you got to buy 5 pounds. On that, we're going to donate $3 a bag. So, those kind of things. She was very happy about that, of course. And that's it. Nikki says we're supposed to have some wild snow squalls. Anyway, so that's one of the things we're trying to do with the coffee business too, is that, we're fortunate enough to be in this position to hopefully start, well, we are starting a new business, but also trying to help the community that we're in. And, like I described to that lady, there's so much that people don't know about coffee. And, they're used to they think they're buying a good coffee. They buy it at the grocery store. There's not a whole lot of coffees at the grocery store that are fresh. Like our coffee, if you buy our coffee, on the back of it, it's going to say roasted for you and then the date. That's when it was roasted. Now, there's not a lot of grocery stores that I've ever seen that you're going to see a bag that says roasted and a date. So that you can say, wait a minute, this is 2 months old, this is 3 months old. Because coffee does have, even good coffee, has a life expectancy that's like maybe a month. First week it's growing, 2-3 weeks it's really good, and then, it starts a decline as the flavors come out of the bean. kind of makes sense. But, you know, when you've got a lot of grocery store brands that are overcooked, I mean, you can't get too much less flavor out of, I don't know, poor example, but the only one that comes to mind. A piece of charcoal is a piece of charcoal is a piece of charcoal. It's a piece of charcoal on day 5. It's a piece of charcoal on day 15. And on day 45, it's still the same piece of charcoal. So that's, you know, if you used to store coffee, it's a whole different thing. Let me tell you, everybody I've given a bag to has been like, and these are sealed up bags, and you can still, from the outgassing valve, smell the difference in that coffee. So that's, you know, and I try to explain that to people is, look, we're trying to make coffee that's good if you want to make a pour over, if you want to make a, you know, you're going to just, you know, wake up groggy-eyed and whoop, hit the pot. So that's something that's better tasting than you've probably had before. I mean, if you're, you know, a big coffee drinker, connoisseur, that might not be the case. But for a lot of people who just, you know, buy a bag of coffee or stick a pot in and then drink their coffee, it's still going to be a way better product than if it, well, it's just going to be way better, I can tell you right now. The other thing I'm working on, and I have to do this on Shopify, is I realized one of the issues is that until you get to smell that coffee, until you get to taste that coffee, you can't totally understand, and I get that, you can't totally understand that this coffee is totally different. Yes, it costs more, but you're paying for a better product, a better service line. Like the coffees we're getting, usually the track is farmer, one other person, me. So there's a very short chain. So, and in that chain, the farmer ends up being paid better because he's having less people. It's like he's not selling to a wholesaler in his country who sells to a distributor, who sells to another one, who sells to another roaster, who finally sells to you. So, and the big companies, of course, are looking at volume of beans. That's a whole different board. This is, you know, we're a micro roaster. We roast what comes into order. So if I got a 12-ounce bag to go to Shirley or Charlie or whoever, that gets roasted then. Not a whole bag sitting in the other room there waiting for somebody and me scooping in the roasted beans and throwing them in a bag. No, it's roasted right then and there for that particular person. And that's kind of a big thing because you're getting a fresh roast coffee. So in that same vein, what I'm trying to work on is I'm trying to think of a promotion, and the only thing I can come and it is going to cost us, but it's part of, I think, what we need to do is if we offer a promotion like on the website where if you buy a 6-ounce coffee, the coffee's free, you pay for shipping. Something like that. So that people can actually get that coffee in a, you know, timely manner. And that's probably, and I think the Shopify one for like that is like $7.50 or something for shipping. Again, shipping is shipping. There's nothing I can do about it. I wish I could eat the cost, but I can't. But then at least maybe people will be able to try it. And I haven't figured out exactly whether it's going to be a time frame or, you know, for X number of people, the first, say, 200 people who are 250 or whatever, sign up for that, they get that promotion. So we're working on things. And the connections we made today, there's a couple of coffee shops, and Jody at Hope told us to go see this one, go see that one. And, you know, so we're starting to put things together, but it takes time. And in the meantime, I get to plow snow.